Like I promised a few weeks ago, I'm back with the guest who will be representing animals. And this one more unique than expected, so stay with us for the next half an hour.
The ViaMia show is brought to you by the following people.
Charlie's Chocolate Factory is a family-owned business operating since 1970. Charlie's has molded chocolates for corporate events, weddings, and holidays. For information, call 604-437-8221. Good Cleaning Services has been serving Greater Vancouver since 2008. For more information, contact Ivanka at 778-321-0174. Recording, rehearsal space, voiceovers, video editing in Westminster. For more information, fiascobros.com. Melina Pham Makeup Artistry and Hairstyling. Makeup applications for film, airbrushing, glamour makeup, high fashion makeup, bridal makeup, and hairstyling. More details at melinaphamglobalartistry.com. Cuts and colors in Uptown Westminster. We welcome our stylist George of Salon Caliente. For appointment, call 604-544-5104. Private investigations, security and alarm systems since 1972. For more information, call 604-251-2121.
I'm so happy to see and hear that more and more people are interested to adopt animals and rescue them. On the other hand, it's unfortunate there are still a lot of animals to be rescued. Here's a lady who is my guest today who takes dogs away from the shelters as soon as they appear on the red list. CARMELA MANNO, a dog rescuer. Hello, Carmela.
Hi, Mia.
Nice to see you here.
Nice to see you.
I didn't even check the pronunciation of your name. Did I pronounce it properly?
Yes, you did.
Okay, good. So, like you see, we are not here only with my guest today. We have company, and
Yes,
they are really calm today.
Yeah.
So these are the 3 dogs. They are ready to be adopted.
Yes.
You rescued them. How long ago?
Ginger and Marianne in the harnesses were just recently rescued, September 25th. So they've only been in our care for a week and a half. Mm-hmm. And Fairy,
this one?
Yes, she's a senior. She was actually rescued a year ago, and she was adopted for a while. And then 2 weeks ago, they couldn't keep her any longer, so they returned her. Mm-hmm. And now here she is.
Well, very nice to have you here. I know you have a busy schedule, and in your condition, I mean, nothing wrong with your condition. It's actually something, good news is coming soon,
Yeah.
right, in a few months.
Yes.
And we wish that it's going to be good news. I'm sure you look very healthy and very happy.
Yes, thank you so much.
And you chose to do something, you decided to do something that I can't really see very often. Mm-hmm. You have one specific shelter that you concentrate on, is that correct?
I used to specifically one shelter,
Okay.
but it's kind of...
You're spreading?
Yes.
Okay. Because I remember when I talked to you, you were talking about California. You were bringing dogs from California.
Yes, they are from California.
They're all
shelters.
from, okay,
Most
California.
of them, yeah.
Okay, so why California, Vancouver shelters? There are a lot of, they're not only no-kills shelters, right?
So in the California shelters, there is a lot of Chihuahuas. You don't find them out in these shelters, not nearly as many. I mean, in the shelters in California, there can be about over 200 dogs in one shelter, and the most of the breeds in there would be Chihuahuas and Pit Bulls.
Okay.
So
Okay, so I mean, we probably can figure it out what the red list means. We're not going to go describing in the details.
Yes.
And as soon as you know they become the part of the red list, you come and rescue them.
And if it's not me, it's other rescues that I work with
Okay.
that are in California, so they're able to go and rescue them.
So how does it work? First of all, how do you find them first? That they're
Well, it started out, I used to find them through social media. People would share their pictures of dogs in particular shelters. Volunteers would go to the shelters and take pictures of dogs for exposure so that people can see what's going on. And people like me on the computer would see these, and and I wanted to make a difference. So I did my research and my studying and was able to meet people out in California that rescue themselves, and I help them rescue their dogs. So all of these came from a different rescue that are in California, and they just have their dogs in foster care for so long because it's hard to find adopters sometimes, especially for the seniors like Fairy. She's 8 to 10 years old. So
this one, this particular one where I'm just holding,
yeah.
Okay, so and the other one, what's her name?
That's Marianne.
Marianne. This is so calm. As soon as I put it on my lap, it doesn't want to go anywhere else. Very, very friendly and very calm. It's okay. So you have to travel to California. You probably take more dogs in one trip.
I don't go to California.
You go, and where do you go?
I just go across the border. So
okay. So they arrange, they bring.
Yes, transports bring them to me, and then I pick them up.
So you take the bunch of the dogs. You don't.
I don't usually take more than 2 at a time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not
it's
that many.
a lot to do on my own.
Okay. So then you bring them. Where do they go?
They go into foster homes normally, unless they have an adopter, but mostly in foster homes.
So you work with foster homes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So right away from the border, you take them to the foster homes.
Directly to their
So that you
foster.
work with quite a few of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like they'll foster for me, so.
Yeah.
And a lot of the people that foster for me will repeat foster. So once the dog's adopted that they were fostering, they'll take the next foster dog. So like Fairy's foster, this is I think her 3rd foster dog now through me.
I mean, that's so wonderful to have people, part of the foster homes, that they look after the dogs. I wonder how difficult that would be to detach the emotions, you're spending some time with those dogs, and then suddenly you have to give up and give it away.
Yeah. Well, I think that they know that they're helping out hugely, because if it wasn't for them, these dogs wouldn't be able to be rescued from the shelter because they wouldn't have a place to stay. And I think that they enjoy taking care of them until they find their new home. And sometimes they do end up adopting them themselves because they get too attached. And then other times they're okay with letting them go so that they can have space to foster a new dog. And you get updates on the dogs as well, so they're not gone out of your life completely.
Yeah. So, okay, how long you've been operating? When did you start?
I started last October, so it's been just a year.
But you seem to be so busy, because I follow you on Facebook,
Yes.
so I know what you do. I see all those pictures. Some of them, sorry, I can't go through them because the story sometimes can be pretty sad. And,
It is hard sometimes.
So, do you know how many dogs you rescued in that 1 year?
I'd say I've rescued, including helping the other rescues in California, probably 50 to 60.
Okay, wow. Do you have a dog on your own?
Yes, I have 2 dogs.
Yeah. And where did they come from?
They came from here.
Yeah. Well, I'm just leading to something that it's really good to think of when we want to have a dog, where to take the dog from. I think the shelters would be probably the first place to look at, because you're helping them and you're helping yourself. We have healthier life having a dog. We have exercise. We have somebody who's going to love us unconditionally.
Yes.
And I think that would be the better choice than go to a breeder or a pet shop.
Yes, for sure. And I mean, they have great dogs in the shelters. I mean, you can almost find any kind.
So these 3 are ready to be adopted. So
Yes.
you said, sorry, I forgot your
That's
name. What's your
Fairy.
name? Fairy. It's 10 to 12.
8 to 10.
Oh, sorry,
She's
8 to 10.
years old.
Sorry, I didn't mean to make
And
you
she
older.
has no teeth,
Oh, okay.
most likely from neglect from before she showed up at the shelter. She had the teeth at the shelter, but we had to get them removed because of the neglect.
Okay.
And these two, Ginger, this one in the red, and Marianne in the purple, we want to keep them together because they're bonded.
Okay.
So
if somebody
we're
wants to
hoping to
adopt,
find
it's better to find
a
one
home
family for
together.
both of them.
Yes.
And how old are these two?
they're approximately 1 to 3 years old.
Okay, so they're little.
They're younger, yeah.
They're ready. Ginger's about to fall asleep. Well, you know, when you take them, this is such an interesting procedure. Are they collaborating well with you, the people from the shelter in California? Do those dogs have shots? Do they work with the vets before
Yes.
they pass the dogs on you? So I don't know how that works.
Yeah, so when you adopt from the shelter, they get them all their shots that they need. And you also have to get them spayed or neutered right away if they aren't already.
So that's you arranging that? Or the foster homes or the...
The rescue.
Okay,
Yeah.
rescue.
Yep. And then, yeah, so, and if they need any other vetting, while they're at the vet getting spayed or neutered, they check for everything else. And to get them to come into Canada, you have to make sure they have their rabies shot and a health certificate. You want to make sure they're healthy before sending them on a long trip.
Okay, so are they making it easier on you?
Yes.
Oh, that's good.
Yes.
So
It's definitely easier.
Yeah. Well, take a look at these because this is probably just a sample. I'm sure there's tons and tons to be, and I don't know how often you have to go there, how often you see this red list popping new dogs
All
on.
the
So
time.
it's all the time. Wow. It's
It's sad. It's hard to watch it for sure.
So these three definitely are looking for a home.
Yes.
They're looking for somebody who's going to love them. That's so easy. Anyway, since you came here, they've been so calm, very nice and very friendly. There's tons and tons I would like to talk to you about. I have a lot of questions. We have also quite a few pictures to display to show you what else you can look at to choose from. And that will happen right after this break.
The ViaMia show is brought to you by the following people.
Charlie's Chocolate Factory is a family-owned business operating since 1970. Charlie's has molded chocolates for corporate events, weddings, and holidays. For information, call 604-437-8221. Good Cleaning Services has been serving Greater Vancouver since 2008. For more information, contact Ivanka at 778-321-0174. Recording, rehearsal space, voiceovers, video editing in New Westminster. For more information, fiascobros.com. Melina Pham Makeup Artistry and Hairstyling. Makeup applications for film, airbrushing, glamour makeup, high fashion makeup, bridal makeup, and hairstyling. More details at melinaphamglobalartistry.com. Cuts and colors in Uptown New Westminster. We welcome our stylist George of Salon Caliente. For appointment, call 604-544-5104. Private investigations, security and alarm systems since 1972. For more information, call 604-251-2121.
Well, today on ViaMia, we have a very special guest who is coming and rescuing dogs from taking them away from the shelter when they appear on the red list, and that's CARMELA MANNO, dog rescuer. Well, looking at these three, it looks like that you probably are bringing more Chihuahuas than other breed, because you said it's so many of them there.
Yes, there's more Chihuahuas than
any other breed.
Than any other breed in the shelter, and so that's what I mostly get. And the people out here are interested in them, so it just works out.
So seems like they don't make any issues. They don't cause any issues when you're taking them. You said that they're very collaborating. Is there any specific age? Would you concentrate on any specific age when it comes to dogs, or there is?
I'm not too particular. Recently, I've had a lot of senior Chihuahuas, so like age 7 and up. But I'm not picky.
Yeah.
They can be any age, but they have to be at least 8 months old to come across the border.
Okay.
So.
Well, there's one thing. I'm so excited to have these two little on my lap that I forgot to mention the website address, but you've seen it already, ihelpedsafe.com. That's Carmela's website, and I'm sure there are more pictures and more information if people are interested to contact you, right?
Yes, there's lots more on there.
Yeah, I'm sure it is lots, unfortunately. We have also some pictures, and if we can go through them, they're two completely different dogs and some description that you can look at this. So this one, how long you had this one?
She's been in foster care since August. She's in California currently in foster home.
Okay.
And she'd come out here once a foster is available or an adopter.
Okay. And
then Rhea, she's been in foster care for about a month. She was actually found in a car lot and bonded with a little dog, and but the little dog has been adopted since.
Okay.
So they separated them. Yeah.
So it's probably the puppy. Okay.
And Brian, he's been in my care for a while. He's actually out here in Vancouver on a foster.
The reason why was just because of the breed?
It's because he's not good with other animals. He needs to go in a home where he's the only pet.
Okay.
He's great with people. Yeah.
What about our Guinness?
Guinness is still in California in foster care. He's a sweet little dog. He is 3 years old, and he is living with an autistic child, so he's great with kids and he's great with dogs. And we're not sure about cats yet.
Yeah.
Blackie is about 2 years old. He is also in California. His family left him on the streets, and because they moved, and
That's a reason, really.
Yeah, so his family moved and left him on the streets, and it took a few weeks for the rescue to catch him in a trap, and the neighbor said that he was on the streets for about 2 months before they finally caught him.
My. You know, the story sometimes of what people can do with the dogs, it's very difficult to kind of accept. Anyway, that's why we have people, and it seems like more and more like Carmela, that they're interested to help the dogs because they are vulnerable. They can do anything without humans' help, right? And I've noticed that quite a few dogs are the small breed, like you said, Chihuahua. Pit Bull, there's so much controversy going on around. So how you feel about the breed?
Well, I think that it's a lot of just judgment on the breed. I mean, any dog can be, aggressive. Any dog can bite. Any dog can be a perfect dog. And so I don't think that Pit Bulls themselves are a bad breed. I think it's just... It could be any breed. So.
Yeah, and not many big breeds you're bringing. You're bringing the small breeds more from the shelter than the big ones.
Yes.
What would happen if there are more dogs on the list and you don't have enough foster homes, foster families?
If there's no available fosters, it's pretty hard to rescue a new dog.
Oh my!
So.
But now you're working with more people.
Yes.
More rescuers now.
And there's a lot more word of mouth and social networking. So you can try, and sometimes you get success and you'll be able to find an extra foster, but it's hard sometimes, and you got to do home checks and stuff before you can just give them a dog. So.
So why do dogs end up in shelters? What's the main reason behind it?
There's so many reasons. So, it's hard to really know what the main reason is. Sometimes people just don't like the dog anymore because it's too old. They don't want to take it to the vet because it's sick, because they're moving, just everyday life type things.
Yeah, as we don't realize, it's a huge commitment.
Yes.
Right? It's like having a child.
Yeah.
Wouldn't leave it on the street because it's sick, right?
Yeah.
So we'll find you home. Don't worry. Don't have to shake. Is the shaking normal for the small
Yes.
breed?
Yes.
I don't know what that means.
Sometimes they're just scared and nervous. Sometimes they're cold. So, I mean, if it was excessive, I mean, it would be a different story, but it's just temporary.
So you've been doing this for a year. I'm sure, I know how busy you are. It flies and it probably seems like it's less than a year.
Yes.
I'm sure you learned something from what you do. Is it anything specific that the work, what you do, you learn from, and it taught you something?
I definitely learned that the community of people, it's amazing. Just to know and see the people that are willing to help in their own little ways. Like people will offer to drive the dogs somewhere, they'll offer to take them to the vet, they'll offer to pick them up from the shelter, they'll foster them. So, and I didn't know that there was people out there like this until I started doing this and getting to know all these people, and they're just amazing people.
That's great. So do the Facebook social media site help you in this for sure?
A lot, yes.
Yeah. I see a lot of it. Can I let her go?
Yep.
Okay. Go and play for a while. It's not the grass, by the way, okay? So the social media, as I saw that you are on Facebook, you post a lot of the stuff. Is there any social media sites that are really good for you and you're finding people?
Just taking off,
Yeah.
exploring. As for, from like the shelters, you mean? Or?
Finding the families, I think more for the adoption.
Okay, so for on Facebook specifically, a lot of the people that I have on my Facebook are people that have adopted a dog for me. Well, not a lot, but some people. And when I share a dog that needs a foster and adopter, they'll share it to their page because they know me and they've gotten a dog for me. So
Yeah.
and they care about the dog rescuing, and they're able to find friends that are interested in these dogs. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like word of mouth.
But
through
do you work closely with the family, with the potential adopting family?
Yes. Yeah, they all live.
You are interested in how they live, right? And
Yes.
if they are really ready for the commitment.
Yeah, you have to do a home check for each potential adopter, and you get them to fill out an adoption application or a foster application form. And you stay in touch with them, and you get updates, and you visit them when you have time. So I mean, the dogs don't go out of your life completely.
Yeah, well, that's what I was just wondering. You're the one who's saving their lives. You're bringing them, finding their homes. How is it for you to detach or just kind of push the emotions aside?
I wonder that myself sometimes because I want to take all of these home.
Probably that's another thing you're learning, I guess.
Yes, but I know that like a lot of other fosters, they usually have pets as well too. You can only have so many animals in your house, and
Of course.
if you're going to have 30 dogs in your house, that's not going to work.
Yeah.
So I mean, you have to just be content and happy with knowing that they are in a different, loving home.
So even if we don't find potential people that would adopt dogs, at least maybe, I'm sure that new foster homes are
Yes.
always welcome, right?
Yes, always.
So to take care of these guys, meantime, before they find their home. And again, so it's ihelpedsafe.com, Carmela's website. Accept all of these, that what we should be doing. How else can we help you?
Honestly, the most way is by sharing each dog. You know, like if I'm going to tell on Facebook or even in real life to my friends, oh, this particular dog needs a home, you know, go and tell your friends
Yeah.
and your family, because sometimes they're looking for a dog and you just don't know.
Yeah.
So you just always got to share.
Yeah. That's right. So these are the places we have to look first, because these guys, this is emergency. They need to have their home, somebody who will love them, and you'll get it back 10, 20 times more. Carmela, so much thank you for coming here and sharing all these things with us. I have, before I say goodbye to Carmela, just one announcement, which I'm doing each show. On December 12th, we have an event, and we would like to invite all of you in the Columbia Theater. Songs of Sinatra, Rick Valiant, Frank Sinatra tribute artist, who is going to be hosting and performing. And ABBA Time, which is my friend Susan and I, will be opening for that night. So that's on December 12th. And there is something that every guest does, and I need your signature on this cup too. I don't know if your hands are free to do that. And maybe Ginger could put the little paw stamp on it. And I can see that Fairy.
Oh, she made her way back.
Getting very comfortable here. And while you're doing it, I'm going to pull something else for you if I can reach it. Hopefully I can. I just didn't put it in the right spot. And I have something from one of our sponsors to give you. So these are the chocolates from Charlie Chocolate Factory. Really nice dogs and other animals, whatever you see there. Definitely not for this tree, but so Charlie's been molding these chocolates for over 40 years, and he decided to do it for this season for each of our guests. So this is for you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much for watching ViaMia, and I'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.